This father/husband created a manual on how to get away with murder, and he is now being charged as the Long Island serial killer. This man was living in plain sight, commuting into Manhattan every single day, working as an architect with a wife and 2 kids, while quietly being one of the most horrifying serial killers New York has ever seen. Authorities first arrested Rex in July of 2023 and charged him with the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. Not long after, he was also charged with killing Maureen Brainard Barnes. They were all petite, all worked as escorts, and their remains were found wrapped in burlap along Gilgo Beach. But what came next just shocked everyone. By the end of 2023 and into early 2024, prosecutors brought 3 more charges against Rex Heuermann. The murder of Jessica Taylor, a 20-year-old woman whose partial remains were found back in 2003, and whose family had waited over 2 decades for answers. And the murder of Sandra Costilla, whose body was discovered in 1993, which would mean that Rex's crimes go back over 30 years, as well as for the murder of Valerie Mack. She was 24, a mom, and had been missing since 2000. Her partial remains were found in Manorville in 2000 and again in 2011 along Ocean Parkway. The Suffolk County DA confirmed that DNA evidence connected Rex to Valerie's murder and that he had met her through a burner phone used to set up escort services, the same pattern seen with the other victims. In 2025, the case against Rex is still growing. One of the most disturbing discoveries was a Microsoft Word document titled HK 2002-4. Investigators say that this was kind of like a murder manual, like a guidebook that he wrote for how to stalk, abduct, and kill women while avoiding getting caught. The document is divided into sections like supplies, dump site, and target. It even lists like real roads where some of the victims were actually found. Authorities also found violent corn dating all the way back to 1994 in his computer, and the searches that they found were just so disturbing and so frightening. There were also hair strands that were collected from multiple victims, which through DNA testing showed matches to Rex or to members in his family. But this is where like a messy legal battle begins. Rex's defense team is trying to block that DNA evidence from being used. If the judge agrees, it could be a game changer. His wife, Asa, has finally spoken out in a new documentary on Peacock. She calls Rex during the series, like she literally calls him on the phone, asks how his day is going, and genuinely seems happy to be speaking to her husband in jail. She says there is just no way that her husband did this. However, their daughter Victoria has her doubts. There's a part of her that does believe that her father could be the Long Island serial killer. Meanwhile, the victims' families are holding on, waiting for the justice that they've been promised for years. These women were daughters, sisters, mothers. They mattered. They were loved. They deserve justice, and their names deserve to be heard. The case is just far from over. There is still no trial date, and the judge again hasn't ruled yet on the DNA testing or how many trials there will be. But what we do know is that the victims' families are watching every move, and they will keep pushing for justice.